A war thousands of miles away has just made buying your first home in the UK way more expensive. Not because house prices have changed, not because wages have fallen, but because mortgage rates are rising again. Yet, here's the strange part. The Bank of England hasn't even changed interest rates yet. So today, we are answering a simple question. Why has it become so much more difficult to buy your first home? The thing is, mortgages don't just follow the Bank of England. They also follow financial markets, which sounds like something you would hear from someone in Canary Wharf wearing a Patagonia gilet talking about market sentiment. But here's the problem. That still doesn't explain why rates are rising again. And well, here's the thing. Hundreds of mortgage deals have been pulled from the market in the past few days. This is becoming nearly as bad as the mini budget that we had back in 2021, and you can thank Liz Truss for that one. And well, at the same time, the mortgage rates have, well, completely shot up. Looking at the graph, rates have nearly increased by 0.7% in literally the past 2 weeks. So what is happening here? It's clearly something dramatic. Is having a massive effect on the market. Now, when global uncertainty increases in the market, especially during a conflict, the first thing to rise is energy prices. And this creates an inflation expectation, essentially meaning that prices are about to increase. Now, investors want to protect their investments. So what they'll do is they'll demand a higher return to compensate for higher inflation. And that's exactly what we're seeing in the government bond yields at the moment. If you look at the blue line, we can see that there's been a strong uptick since the start of the war on the 28th of February. But you're probably wondering, why on earth is this affecting mortgage rates? Well, it's quite simple. Essentially, lenders also know that there's inflation expectation, and they're also expecting a potential interest rate rise. Now, before even doing all of that, they adjust their pricing and they pull mortgage deals from the market. And what you can see is a strong upwards tick in the mortgage rate. It's gone from 4.33% in February all the way up to 5.1% expected in March. Ultimately meaning that the fixed 5-rate mortgage with a loan to value of 75% is expected to have an average rate of 5.1%. Now, what's really interesting about this is the fact that interest rates were expected to be cut this year, but instead what we're going to see is potentially no cuts and even a potential rate hike. Meaning that in the corporate world at the moment, the looks good emails are now being pushed to a please fix. This is all fair enough, but what exactly does it mean for first-time buyers like myself trying to get themselves on the property ladder? Because any change in interest rates can have a massive effect on the monthly payments. Now, let's bring some real numbers into this. Let's assume a mortgage of $300,000 over a 30-year time period. Looking at the graph, we can see that the current rate, which was in February, and even the previous rate, which was in January, was around 4.4%, meaning that monthly repayment costs were around £1,488. Now, Moneyfacts are predicting that the new rate, based in the market, an average, is around 5.1%, which means that the monthly repayments are going to increase by £139 a month. Increasing by £139 a month will mean £1,629 every single month, which is an insane amount. Now, to put that into perspective, that's equivalent to your rent increasing, your monthly train costs, or that annual subscription to your American Express because somebody told you that it builds your credit score. So clearly, small changes in rates can have a major difference to the costs. But here's where things begin to get a little bit more serious. It's not just about your bank account being impacted by monthly payments. It's also the amount somebody can borrow. Using this fictitious example, assuming a constant income, constant deposit, and lender criteria, you can see that changes in interest rates affect the amount somebody can borrow. So at a 4% rate, a typical person could afford a $280k mortgage based on the fictitious example that I have given. However, when interest rates rise even by 1%, this can reduce down to $255,000. and just 1% more, that can reduce as low as 230,000, having an ultimate 45k drop in the amount that somebody can borrow simply because interest rates have increased. So what has been a increase in your monthly payments is now going to result in the amount that someone could borrow being a lot less. But this still leaves a question unanswered, and it's a question that so many people are struggling to grasp. Why is it leaving people like myself with high amounts of savings still struggling to get onto the property ladder despite doing everything the right way? So here's the thing, we're already operating at the very edge of affordability. We have really tight deposits. We have the cost of living crisis, which is slowly eating away at everybody's savings. Here's the thing, when mortgage rates begin to rise, first-time buyers feel it more than anyone. They are far more sensitive to any sort of rate changes, simply because they're already struggling to get themselves onto the property ladder. So any rate changes results in way more monthly payments and way more costs. And to make things even worse, we're going through a property boom where house prices have increased more than 40% over the last 10 years, massively affecting their ability to get onto the market. And this is where things get even more interesting. In London, the average purchase price for a first-time buyer is now exceeding 450,000, which means that the lifetime ISA no longer has a benefit to people who are purchasing over £450,000, making it even more difficult because they don't have that government-backed incentive. So even when you are doing all of the right things, the target is constantly shifting. This is the part which often gets overlooked. Buying your first home is no longer just about your income. It's about a wide range of economic factors. I've been trying to get onto the property ladder for the past 18 months, but 3 main factors have really impacted my ability to do so. First of all is the change in the stamp duty threshold, which went from 425,000 to 300,000. Meaning that all properties over 300,000 are now subject to a 5% stamp duty levy. Ultimately, what this meant for me was that the property which I wanted was now subject to stamp duty, and I have to pay an additional 5%. Now, with my original deposit, I then didn't have enough for what is legal fees and also stamp duty, which crowded me out of the market. I decided to look for a cheaper property, but it wasn't the correct size that I needed. So my affordability for the property which I could have afforded originally significantly reduced, and then I couldn't be able to afford it. Secondly is the lifetime ISA. In London, the average first-time buyer purchase price is now over £450,000, which means that the lifetime ISA's benefits cannot be used to purchase a house over £450,000. This is annoying because if you've built up quite a nice amount of money that the government has given you, it can't be used because your house is over £450,000. I did an entire video of this and talking about the cons and also the pros, so check out that above. And then finally, just to make matters even worse, we have the wider economic problems at the moment, with potentially interest rate hikes in the future, significantly reducing your affordability for your first time house. And that's why getting onto the property ladder can feel so difficult. So yes, it is more difficult to get onto the property ladder if you are a first time buyer in this environment. But interest rates are not the only factor which is affecting people getting onto the property ladder. And that's what has to be appreciated here. It's not just the interest rate, it's also stamp duty. It's also the fact that there is a massive property boom and prices are just so unaffordable that we cannot get onto the property ladder. It's not an income thing, it's a UK thing.